Good day, everybody. It's your boy Aaron's David, and I'm here on Chat with Aaron's with the biggest rapper. Like, I'm so happy with the only rap scientist. Call it, name it. In fact, heaven on earth. So today is gonna be a very, very lovely day. And like, share, subscribe because you haven't seen him on any show. He's in the biggest show in New Zealand, so watch out. Look who we have here, the biggest rapper in New Zealand.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Mazbou Q, artist, producer, educator. Let's get it.
Woo. Let's go. Who are you? What do you do for a living?
So I make my own music. I produce beats, produce instrumentals, and I teach rap in the context of music theory.
How long have you been doing music?
Man, that's a hard question. I started doing music when I was 4 years old. I started playing piano when I was real little. Did music throughout school, played a bunch of instruments, then learned to produce. Into high school, early university, and then just did my own thing.
So I know I've met your parents, met your family. How was it easy for you to convince them that music was
man, you don't know your parents now. So they were happy for me to do music after I got my meal ticket. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted me to do doctor, engineer, lawyer type thing. So I ended up doing engineering at university. Then after I worked for a little bit. I went into the music full-time.
Full-time, nice. So, are you part of the Afro-Kiwi community?
Yeah, I'd say I am. So my family came here in the 1990. In 1990, yeah, and we were one of the first Niger families, among the first sort of African families to migrate to New Zealand. So the Afro-Kiwi community definitely sort of developed sort of around us, and we were pretty foundational to what my parents were anyway. Yeah. So when I was growing up, a lot of my friends, we were the formative youth of that community. Since then, there are a lot of younger people who've sort of come here and taken the reins a little bit, which is cool. So I'm a bit older now, so sit back a little bit.
Do you feel bad when people tell you look Maori?
Yeah, I don't get too much of that. But honestly, because I came here and not many people knew about Africans. A few people didn't know, what it was. So I got that, I got Indian, I got South African, a bunch of stuff, and it was really weird.
Tell us more about Top Gunners.
Yeah, so Top Gun was this project that I did basically to unite some of the social media hip hop community. So I enjoy extending my platform whenever I have an opportunity to give other people some shine, I do that. So yeah, that was just a thing where I searched for some rappers that I thought were particularly compelling online, and I was like, let me do this online cypher thing where I could connect people all around the world by doing a verse, getting other people to do a verse, and then putting it all together.
True, it was hard. Yeah. Being a rap scientist, what does that mean? How did you come about?
Yeah, so honestly, that title was by accident. I was basically just making content, talking about my approach to rap and combining all the experience I had from playing drums especially and all the musical theory I gathered from that. And I kind of contextualized these things in a rap context and talked about how rap is just vocals with a rhythm. And I started making all this content about that, and then the people in my comment section were like, hey, you're kind of like a rap professor or a rap scientist, so that name kind of stuck with it, and yeah, I embraced it.
The polymetrics of the beats from Kendrick Lamar says papa to 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is.
So I've followed your Instagram, seen you show interest in the world, the war. Is that a passion for politics or what?
Yeah, so I think growing up as an African person, globally speaking, you can't avoid politics just to, as a baseline. But then in New Zealand, where identity was a big thing for me, it just naturally came up, finding out my place in the world. My place as a black person, as a Nigerian person, as an African person, it involved dealing with politics, and through that, I think I used music to navigate these issues, and then naturally just issues of protest came up as well.
Sure. So how are you feeling when your first video went viral on TikTok?
Oh man, I was not prepared for it, because that was not even the video that I wanted to go viral. You know what I'm saying? You can't choose it. It wasn't the video that I thought was going to go viral. So it was very much unexpected, and then as the tides began to sort of turn and things began to develop, I just had to lean into it, okay, I guess I'm
ready for it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you have 2 albums. Which one do you think the world accepted more?
Well, technically I've got a few more than that. the 2 full-length albums on Spotify, they're kind of like the recent stuff. But I went by a name before Mazbou Q. I was Unchained XL. Which is my current business name. But before that, it was my artist name, and I had a few EPs under that. I've got a few EPs under Mazbou Q and the 2 albums. But yeah, I think different albums have been accepted by different communities, like the locals. The local community definitely latched on to one called The Future Was that did quite well here. But sort of the global community is looking at the current stuff that I'm doing, the rap science stuff, and the rap science songs that I'm putting out, and also the latest album, The Sum of Unfinished Business.
Sure. What do you think your next album is going to be like?
I'm literally producing something called the Rap Science album, like the series of songs that I've been putting out, like Polymers, Physiology, Celestials. Coming up this Friday is Forensics, and I'm working on one.
Pre-save the link.
Yeah, pre-save that. But actually, just as you guys came, I was working on the next one, and all of them have like sciencey titles, and they all include like interesting flows and technical things that I kind of use on my channel to teach.
Yeah. Do you like, people asking, do you like live performance?
I love live performance, yeah.
Well, you don't like perform like always?
Was it? Oh yeah, well, okay. So before COVID, I used to perform a lot, 25 to 30 shows a year. But after COVID, you know, things they kind of changed a little bit. You know, my daughter came into the world and I became a father. So, you know, things slowed down. But that's the thing. But also, like, I got into the content, you know, so there's another world that's opened up for me to focus into. But I still perform, man. I still get down.
How was your tour in the US and stuff like that? Did you connect to people?
Yeah, so it was incredible. So I was in San Francisco for the Hip Hop Congress Inc. Conference. And I spoke there, and then I went to Toronto to meet up with a few people. A lot of them from the Top Gun. I did some sessions with them, and then back into Boston to do a little bit of work with Berkeley College. And that was great. I met a lot of really cool students. I gave some presentations, made some important connections. And
are there any feature? Are we expecting like any feature?
Oh man, you're gonna have to find out. You have to wait and find out.
So this question, I feel this question is from like a Nigerian.
Yeah.
So you said on a scale of 1 to 10, how have the people here in New Zealand, the Africans and non-Africans, supported your work?
So I guess a few years ago, there was a bit of a like golden age of African music in New Zealand, I would say. Like there were a lot of gigs happening, everyone's putting each other on, it was great. Since then, it's kind of died down a little bit. I'm not really sure what's up with that. But you know, the community is strong. Actually, the young people are going hard. Like if y'all went to Africa Day in May, man, like it's amazing seeing those young people going and celebrating the artists and the DJs and the food and that. Because we didn't really have that when we were young, you know what I'm saying? Like there weren't enough people to celebrate like that. But I think there's a long way to go in terms of the African community strengthening itself here, and also other people realizing that black people in New Zealand, like still to this day, man, like I saw a post by Warner of Jess B's new album on Facebook, and people are still commenting on that, being like, well, this person must be American or this person's African. I'm like, y'all don't know that we have like black people in New Zealand here. So, you know, there's still a long way to go.
Sure. So, do you feel like, because you like music is part of you, you love music. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever retire from music?
No, man. No, kind of like, if I retire from it, as in I'm not doing it anymore as a source of income, I'll do it because I love it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How many instruments do you play?
I would say 4. Yeah, 4.
Because Chino was like, you don't even need to create content. That guy is a content. Like, that guy, he plays almost all these.
Yeah, I try.
So, what's your best collaboration?
Oh, that's a hard one, man. I did some really cool collabs recently. I collabed with King Green, who's a really cool rapper from DC, who's done some stuff with Eminem and Royce the 5'9". Off the top of my head, I'll have to get back to you on that.
How did your, you know, the Matthews?
Yes, yeah.
How did your collaboration come?
Oh man, I really like that song, Be Somebody. Yeah, so he had a really cool like Afrobeats concept, and he hit me up just to do a verse, and we ended up doing it, and we got funding for it and did a video.
Are you like open to like Afrobeats artists?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I definitely work with them.
Do you feel you can go back home to like connect to it? They're going to accept you like
I think so. And to be honest, like I think like Nigerians back home really have a love for hip hop as well. You know, so I've got a few people saying like, yeah, come back home. So yeah, we'll see.
So what do you think that there's something that Mazbou Q does that Hugh does not like?
What's that?
You know, you're like 2 personalities.
Oh, right.
We have Ozumba here, we have Mazbou Q.
Hey, you just say my government name on camera. Yeah, So something that like Mazbou Q does.
Yeah, and he doesn't like.
Man, I honestly, I don't really know. Like, they're both me. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I named myself from Unchained Excel to Mazbou Q to be something that's closer to me. Like Mazbou is an anagram for Ozumba.
Oh man!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Q is like Hugh. So it's my name.
Man!
Yeah.
You know, who's your favorite music?
Man, honestly, that's always a difficult question. I can't say who an ultimate favorite is because like I like so many for different reasons. But I've been following Manifest from Ghana at the moment. He's with M. Dot. Yeah, he's dope. Koji Radical is amazing. Tobe Mwigwe is amazing. You know, yeah, they'll probably be mine.
So in New Zealand, which rapper do you feel like is doing well for himself?
Oh man, in New Zealand, I got a shout out to Porizo's really dope. Razor Visa's doing some cool stuff. My boy Tita, Timmy, like all the Afro Kiwis, man, I gotta shout them out, man. They're going hard. They're doing well against odds. That's the important part.
Except from you.
Yeah.
Do you feel anyone can like stand up and do what you do?
Oh man, I tell you what, like, I think so. I think like there are a lot of people who have the consciousness around music theory. They just haven't quite made the connection to rap yet. I think when they start doing that, I mean, a lot of people seeing what I'm doing and being like, oh, that makes sense. I think, yeah, there are a few people that are coming up that are starting to make those connections.
Like me, watch out for me. I'm the best rapper.
Watch out.
Volumetrics, go. Eminem once said, you know, the beat, beat what? Like, how do you do those things? And you're like very, very serious. You did. We were learning now, you didn't learn it in school. So how did it come about?
Well, I mean, I didn't study it in university, but like learning instruments, you start drawing connections between all these different music styles. Like just because I'm playing jazz, it doesn't mean the jazz stuff doesn't exist in hip hop. It does in a different form, and you just need to look for it.
How did you find it?
You look now.
Yeah, many people look up to you. Yeah. What's your advice to them?
Oh man, look, the earliest you can sort of figure out who you are and what your gift to the world is, the better. The earlier you can sort of stop trying to reconstitute yourself to fit into some mold that society expects of you and sort of pave your own way, the better, for sure.
What do you want them to watch out for?
Watch out for, I guess, people's opinions and letting them affect you, people's limitations that they impose upon you, that are actually just projections of their own failures or things that they've failed to achieve, yeah.
What's your biggest mistake?
Biggest mistake?
Yeah.
Man, I don't make no mistake. I don't make sense. No, for real though, but it would be incorrect for me to say because the path that has brought me here has been one where I have tried some things, failed some things, tried some other things, failed some things. But if I did not try and fail those things, I would not be where I am. So were they mistakes or were they things that were supposed to always happen? You know, I can't say.
What's your biggest achievement?
Biggest achievement? Oh gosh. I mean, it depends who you ask. If you ask my parents last year when I spoke at Harvard University, that was a pretty big one. But yeah, I mean, I think...
Now, that's your mom's biggest achievement. My son spoke in Harvard too.
You know what it is, but you know, I think just coming up with this whole rap science thing and introducing people to a new way of conceptualizing rap flow, I think that's probably a big thing.
Do you feel like, Celestia is my best song of yours, but you ain't kind of rapping. What type of, like, were you singing, were you rapping? I was confused, like, what?
Which song?
Like Celestia.
Oh, so yeah, I was doing, look, I do a bit of singing as well. I like the melodic stuff, but I like just experimenting. You're gonna end up with something different every song.
Yeah, like experiment.
That's the thing.
Ooh. So one word for people that are watching you.
Oh man, look, it ain't easy, but you know what I'm saying, so I'm gonna do it. Nah, I'm kidding. Look, honestly, like I said, people are gonna try and tell you who to be, where you can fit, and what your limitations are. You have to subvert all that. You have to do your own thing. You have to carve your own path. That's the only way you're gonna make it forward and do something really important for yourself. So.
You've heard it from the sauce mouth. That's the biggest rapper in New Zealand. If you like, don't listen to him. Wait for me to tell you. Thank you for helping on my show. You know, he doesn't talk too much, so he doesn't want too much question. He likes practical. Scientists, they don't speak. Yeah. They do the practical.
Mysterious.
So let's go. Let me something. Probably wondering why Kendrick Lamar and Drake diss is still continuing? No, because the metrics of the polometers has to be like.
Bro, what are you talking about? come on, you idiots. You know, these dudes, man, they don't know what they're talking about. Look. Yeah. Look, I'm neutral whenever they negative. I know projectionist. Plus it's ADHD. I'm positive they know where my attention is. I'm not violent, but I got honor, and I'll be defending it. Swing at me, I'm putting you to sleep, homie. These hands are a sedative. All of you dummy rappers are a target. I'm Legolas. Where I'm from, a witch doctor, my spin your block. Let's talk about terrorists. The most popular sport is embezzlement. It's what most senators have a meddling. You cannot call us corrupt though, because we learned all of that from the Westerners. You ready? Look, I don't need no signing, wooden, slide my pressure, swanning. It's all timing and being consistent. That'll get you across the line. Not resigning when your mind is undermining each one of the milestones because they didn't get the recognition. Talented open awareness. Homie, y'all being cross-examined. They found I stand on business. Between us, I'm putting some distance. Yeah, got a lot on my plate, pick up not, and finally done eating, don't give my dishes. Listen,
moving intentional, and if you step on my toes, you gon' need medical. One thing about these seconds, they go, so it's inevitable. One day we all gon' be celestials.